communities of these different areas, we're not likely to make any headway.
The fact that there is economic exclusion has led to joblessness among most of our teeming youths, and that has further pushed them into crime.
The challenges in the Niger Delta are indeed towering, but certainly not insurmountable. This situation presents an urgent need for coordinated and organized efforts to change the ugly and troubling narrative holding the people back. Stakeholders believe that the NDDC could significantly scale up its impact with additional resources and strategic policy adjustments from the federal government.
Now that the NDDC budget is dwindling, we must encourage the NDDC. We must persuade our president to help to get other nations to set up a Niger Delta Development Bank. This will be an infrastructural development bank owned by nations so that other governments can invest in it. NDDC as an interventionist agency is supposed to put in place structures to reduce poverty and not to increase poverty. We should be talking about how to convert the resources we are wasting into useful resources. That's one. The other thing is we should be thinking about mobility within the region. Regional cooperation will be key driving this process.
We have so much program, human capacity programs, which they have been engaging. We have economic empowerment, and this is one thing that we must really look into. Tourism is much in our land. If we can enhance tourism, we can drive international personalities, and Niger Delta will become one of the hubs for tourists to come.
Recognizing the scale of the challenge, Governing Board Chairman of the Interventionist Agency, Mr. Chiedu Ebie, told Inside the Niger Delta that the current leadership of the Commission is fully prepared to tackle the challenges in the region, including poverty and improvement of the living condition of its peoples.
I want to be remembered for the positives that we do and not the negatives. So I think we're going to try. We need the support and collaboration of everybody. We like constructive criticism, and we'll do the work.
While it is true that the Commission has in the past fallen short of the expectations of the people in the region, it is also true that there is now clearly a ray of hope on the horizon, as the current board and management are retooling the Commission's internal governance structures and adopting a bottom-up approach to engaging the people at the center of its service delivery.
Inside the Niger Delta. In recognition of the commendable strides made by the current board and management of the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) in completing previously abandoned projects, residents of Ohaji Egbema and Oguta local government areas in Imo State are calling for similar efforts to be extended to their communities. The residents who are concerned about the state of unfinished projects in their communities believe that the intervention of the NDDC in completing these projects will have far-reaching impact on their lives and livelihoods.
Following the conclusion of a forensic audit on projects of the NDDC in 2021, the then Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Godswill Akpabio, revealed that about 13,000 Niger Delta Development Commission's projects across various stages of completion were abandoned across the region. Completing these abandoned projects has since become the central focus of the almost one-year-old current NDDC leadership under the guidance of Governing Board Chairman Mr. Chiedu Ebie and Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer Dr. Samuel Obuku. In keeping with this mandate, they have completed several abandoned projects in the last 1 year, including the electricity substation in Okitipupa, Ondo State, which now serves electricity to over 200 communities, the Ogbianembe Road in Bayelsa State, and the Ibuna Bridge and Road in Akwa Ibom State, among others. To continue in this trajectory, the NDDC proposed a 1.911 trillion naira budget for the 2024 fiscal year, with a staggering 1 trillion naira earmarked for the delivery of critical projects across the length and breadth of the region. This commitment has reignited hope among residents, many of whom are now calling on the Commission to prioritize their communities as they work to finish these long overdue projects. One such project is the Ahoda Omok Egbema Oguta Road. While the River State section has been completed, the Imo State sections starting from Abezi Egbema Inohaji Egbema local government area remains unfinished. During a recent visit to the palace of His Royal Majesty Eze Steve Ugo Zeobi II of Egbema, the monarch and community members urged the NDDC to revisit this critical road connecting rivers to Imo State.
We are suffering. So far, the people have no commensurate benefit from what this country is gaining from the community. It is important for NDDC to send down their engineers to look into these roads and complete it.
The road that leads from boundary River State down to Uguta is a dead trap. It's a dead zone. We don't have road. Call of the NDDC upper center that is concerned to help us fix all these things in our place. We need a double lane road so that at least let there be life in this community.
Community dwellers along Ukuba Etekuru Shell Location Road in Ohaji, Egbema local government area have also called for urgent intervention on the failed sections of their road.
This road has been awarded so many years ago, over 15 years ago. And if you can go to the boundary between Imo State and Abe and the River State, if you go there, you can see there's life there. They have double lanes built to the point of Imo State. And we didn't come from a different country.
We have been stronging. We have Shell. We have many companies, but they're not helping matters. Then we need help from NDDC to help us because we women, we are suffering. During the time of farm, we don't see road.
In Etekuru community, also in Ohaji Egbema local government area, the Etekuru Umuoji Link Road, awarded for construction many years ago by the intervention agency, remains incomplete, mirroring the similar challenges in Nnebuku Egwe community, where an interstate bridge project connecting River State to Uguta in Imo and Anambra State is still unfinished.
They started the bridge in 2010 until eventually 2012 there was a very big flood. They did the piling, remaining about a few feet to the other side before the flood started.
If this bridge now is fixed, the life will be more better than at it is now. So it is very important for the NDDC to come and fix it for us so that we can have a chance to go and come back and everywhere will be lively.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Governor Sheriff Oburewori of Delta State has warned that his administration will not tolerate substandard work from any contractor. He emphasized that any site engineer who compromises on project delivery will face the full wrath of the law. Governor Oburewori gave the warning last week while inspecting the ongoing Trans-Warri Ode-Shekiri Bridges and Access Roads project in Warri South local government area of the state.
In 2006, during the administration of Chief James Onanefe Ibori as governor of Delta State, the contract for the Trans-Warri Ode-Shekiri Bridges and Access Roads project was awarded at a cost of 25 billion naira. The project, spanning over 24 kilometers and comprising more than 20 bridges, including a 700-meter bridge over the Warri River, connects Ubeji to Ode-Shekiri, the traditional headquarters of the Ishekiri people, with spurs to surrounding communities like Ijala, Ubodede, and Usele. 17 years and 3 administrations later, the project remains incomplete, leaving the local people awaiting for its eventual completion and intended benefits. Last week, during a visit to the project site to assess the progress of work, Governor Sheriff Oboriowori promised to ensure funding for the project and ensure its completion within the next 2 years. He also warned the project contractors and site engineers against delivering substandard work, while emphasizing the importance of quality project execution in the state.
We'll make sure that the jobs are properly done. Now we cannot say you have done a good job. You are trying. By the time you finish your job, I will come to inspect, and everybody can say you are satisfied for commissioning. Then we can give you the kudos that you have done very well. We serve as warning to all site engineers who compromise, because some of them compromise, and we will not take that when they compromise. The one that compromise will face the wrath of the law. Yeah.
The Olu of Warri, Ogiami Atuwashedi III, who accompanied Governor Oboriowori to the project site, expressed gratitude to the governor for his commitment to completion of the long overdue project.
We're grateful that it's here. That's all we'll say. I will just continue to encourage the contractors, and I know that as His Excellency makes the funding available, we will all be on their necks, on their heads. We'll be on them to make sure that this thing is finally completed.
In a related development, Governor Sheriff Oboriowori also inspected the ongoing construction of Omadino Technical College. During the visit, the governor reaffirmed his commitment to providing quality educational infrastructure aimed at delivering top-notch education and vocational training for the youth of Delta states.
Inside the Niger Delta, Standout Properties Limited presents a real estate opportunity of a lifetime. Bloom Towers are waterfront twin high-rise buildings of 19 and 21 stories at the edge of the Atlantic Ocean in the prestigious Oniru area, Victoria Island, Lagos. Bloom Towers is a green and smart building project consisting of 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments and maisonettes, as well as 10,300 square meters available space for commercial and corporate use. Built for completion in 2027, Bloom Towers has 236 units available for sale with a starting price of 100 million naira. Lock down a unit today with a down payment of 20% and spread the balance over the next 24 months. Contact us on 080-693-47063 or 091-22-656-975.
A project that will bring huge return on investment.
Bloom Towers, from foundation to skyline. Azikil Group, oil and gas, dredging, power and air transportation. Azikil Group, petroleum product sufficiency, energy sustainability and infrastructure development.
As the Bayelsa State government continues to champion a citizen-inclusive governance approach, government representatives and stakeholders in the state have agreed to prioritize agriculture, aquaculture and infrastructure development in the 2025 state budget. These priorities aim to boost food production and economic diversification, as well as connect isolated communities to urban centers. This was the outcome of the pre-budget interactive session last week in Yenagoa, where stakeholders actively contributed their insights on key government objectives for the upcoming fiscal year.
The Bayelsa state government continues to set a benchmark for transparency and people-centered governance in Nigeria with initiatives like monthly transparency briefing. This platform offers detailed reports on the state's income and expenditures for each month, promoting accountability in a landscape where government spending is often cloaked in secrecy. Another commendable initiative in line with Bayelsa State's transparency drive is its annual pre-budget interactive session, where citizens are invited to contribute their views on what the government should prioritize in the upcoming fiscal year. Last week, the state held the 2024 edition in preparation for the 2025 budget. Governor Doediri, who was represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Nimi Bofa Ayawe, in his address, outlined the state's strategic focus for the next 4 years.
The budget we have been operating for some time is top to bottom, so your inputs in preparing next year's budget is going to be very essential. You know very well that our acronym now is ASSURED. Let me refresh you again with the acronym. ASSURED. A means agricultural revolution and blue economy. S, sports and youth development. The other S is peace and security. U is urban renewal and rural development. R is robust health care delivery. E is energy generation and economic growth. And D, diversifying education towards innovation and technology.
Discussions at the event focused on harnessing the state's vast potentials in agriculture, aquaculture, and marine resources. Participants also emphasized the need for the construction of critical roads to better connect isolated villages with urban centers.
The Minister of Agriculture is planning very seriously to go into full-scale vegetable production by employing new technology. We traveled out to his country recently and came back, and we saw what greenhouse farming can do, particularly in places like our terrain where we are prone to flooding.
We also have plans to establish aquaculture villages as well as fisheries, Bayelsa State Fish City, first of its kind, and of course, with that, there will be so much job creation.
Chairman of the Bayelsa State Council of Traditional Rulers and Ibenanawe of Ekpetiama Kingdom, His Royal Majesty King Bubaraye Dakolo Agada IV, harped on the community's responsibility in preserving public assets.
Most times we have shown the wrong attitude. You roof a school, someone goes to remove the roofing sheets. You equip a school, someone takes the chairs home. If we go on this way, we are not going to get the outcome that we are envisaging.
Inside the Niger Delta.
The recent hike in the price of premium motor spirit, commonly known as petrol, coupled with its scarcity, has sparked strong reactions among residents and motorists in the Niger Delta region. Our correspondents who went around cities in the Niger Delta, including Port Harcourt, Asaba, and Benin last week, observed that in many filling stations, desperate motorists formed long queues hoping to refuel their vehicles, while numerous other stations remained completely shut down due to a lack of supply. At other few stations that managed to remain operational, petrol was sold at prices exceeding 1,000 naira per litre, a development that has added to the plight of drivers and residents who are calling for urgent government intervention.
The pronouncement, "Subsidy is gone," made by President Bola Tinubu on May 29, 2023, made the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, move from a subsidized fuel regime to a deregulated one, allowing market forces to dictate prices. Unfortunately, this transition, combined with global oil market volatility, has caused prices of petrol to surge in Nigeria astronomically as the market adjusts. As with each rise in pump prices, the ripple effect spreads far and wide, touching every corner of daily life, including transportation and daily cost of living of especially several middle and low-income earners. When rumors of another petrol price hike surfaced recently, NNPCL spokesperson Olufemi Soneye quickly dismissed the claims, with the federal government also denying any directive for such an increase. However, Nigerians were soon shocked to face a troubling reality as petrol prices surged, ranging from 855 naira to 895 naira per litre, with some areas seeing prices soar beyond 1,000 naira per litre. This unexpected hike sparked widespread reactions across the Niger Delta region and the country at large, leaving many grappling with its huge economic impact.
You know, I am beginning to feel like this government has an agenda, and that agenda is to kill all Nigerians. You know, since this government came in, we have been depreciating. People that used to be middle class, I could claim that before now I was in the middle class, but we are now all becoming poor.
This fuel now in the affect us well. So since when my husband died, I know the seafood they give them. Everything if I suffer finish, I go carry money 1,000. You know go reach me to buy gari give my children.
In both Benin in Edo State and Asaba in Delta State, the situation unfolded similarly as motorists expressed their frustrations over the lengthy queues at several filling stations. For them, the scarcity of petrol and its cost has only compounded their daily struggles for survival.
We are not even balancing, we are just managing. We don't make targets anymore. 60 or 70% of what we work every day goes to fuel.
The fuel hike is something that none of us as a Nigerian bargain for it. It's biting harder. More so when we know that a few weeks ago, Mr. President approved a new minimum wage for Nigerian workers. And this minimum wage that was approved was as a result of the fact that workers sought for it because of the harsh economy. And as we speak now, it has not been implemented. And the new pump price of a liter of petroleum has also been released, which is detrimental to the well-being of the masses.
The increase in fuel prices follows closely on the heels of the NNPC's admission that it is facing severe financial difficulties, grappling with a debt of approximately $6 billion owed to petrol suppliers. However, despite these reported challenges, the NNPC recently announced an impressive net profit of 3.297 trillion naira for the financial year ending December 2023. This represents a 28% increase from the 2.548 trillion profit recorded in 2022. For some Nigerians, the obvious contradiction between the company's declared financial struggles and its record-breaking profit raises questions about its true financial status. As Nigerians continue to struggle with the relentless surge in petroleum prices, we revisit a thought-provoking interview from about 20 years ago when the late former Federal Minister of Petroleum and Energy, Prof. David West, spoke exclusively with Mamode Akuga. In that interview, Professor David West issued a stern warning, cautioning that if the irregular and uncontrolled pricing of petroleum products was not properly addressed, it could one day lead to anarchy in Nigeria.
Let the independent marketers bring their books. Form a committee of stakeholders, market women that are literate, Nigerian Labour Congress, the stakeholders, let them look at the books and say we are now in this committee, we agree on X naira per liter. It will stay for a long time. But here is like voodoo. You get one money is 20, another money is 32, another money is 50. So you don't even know. You don't know what part of the bed the marketers get up from. Another problem we have, and I said this have not been controverted. Some people in government have petrol stations. There's a particular minister that used to attend independent petrol marketers meeting. And I've written that not be controverted. Now you tell me, how can such a combination not take price as high as possible? But what they are doing is politically very dangerous. After they have got the 50 naira per liter, 60 naira per liter, and become very wealthy, they should not forget the seams will break one day. The political crisis will come, the upheavals will come, instability will come, and they'll be wiped out of the gains. So why don't you take a price that will be accommodatable? Right now is too much. It's too much. And please, Mr. President, I beg of you in the name of God, tell the oil marketers not to hold you hostage.
Nearly 2 decades later, Nigeria remains entangled in the same issues. Professor David West's words echo as loudly now as they did then. One can only imagine his reaction if he knew Nigerians are now paying nearly 1,000 naira per litre of petrol. May his soul continue to rest in peace.
Inside the Niger Delta.
And with that report, we'll wrap up the program for today. Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Niger's oil-rich region, will be back same time, same station next week. Until then, you can follow us on our social media handles shown right now on your screens. And please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDNTV Nigeria. Until next week, I am Mahmoud Yakuba thanking you for staying tuned. Bye for now.